Good evening, namaskar, and welcome. This is Peter Abraham once again, and I am back with FTS 3.0, powered by SpartanPoker.com, and with 12 crores in guaranteed prizes in this offering of the third edition of the Final Table series. We've gone bigger and grander. This time we are live streaming 10 marquee events of FTS 3.0, and you can catch us on YouTube, Facebook, and more than 10 other reputed platforms online. So make sure you get on and get a part of the action on whatever device you're trying to find us on. FTS 3.0 started yesterday, of course, and it has 30 tournaments specially curated for all of you poker lovers. All the winners of these tournaments will receive a certificate of appreciation and a special gift hamper. No one really cares about those two things. It's that big prize money that's a part of all of these events that everyone's more interested in. But it's nice to have those little bit extras that are there. And like the winner of the 2 crore guaranteed main event is also going to receive an 18K gold medallion, 18 carat, that is gold medallion with diamond studs as well. Someone somewhere in the UK is drooling at this very point in time, but I'll come back to that gentleman a little bit from now. The winners of the other marquee events will win 18-karat gold medallions as well. And that is not all. The winners of all the other tournaments will also get a silver medallion for their wins. So what else? Consistency is the key, and so there is 30 lakhs in leaderboard prizes, which is awaiting the most consistent winners of this FTS 3.0 series. And the leaderboard topper, the main man, the big gun, main man, main woman even, will of course get a whopping 10 lakh rupees for topping that FTS leaderboard. And that's why FTS 3.0 makes the tournament playing experience game beyond limits. That's the hashtag that we will be using across our social media platforms. So make sure that you are a part of the action, whether you're at the virtual felts or whether you're catching it here on the live streams. We are very pleased to have you here with us. Let's take a look at the tournament in feature today, and that's the second event of the FTS number 2, which is the Friday Special, and that we're bringing this final table from. It's an 8-max table with a guarantee of 50 lakh rupees for a buy-in of 11,000 rupees. We had 460 entries, and let's get started with the final table of this very first marquee event of the FTS 3.0, which has that 50 lakh guaranteed, like I mentioned. And the final 8 are ready. We're about to get on to the action very shortly. And just to give you an idea of what's awaiting the winner of this tournament, it's 9.74 lakhs going to the first place of this particular tournament. And let's not forget that 18-karat gold medallion as well, the certificate and the gift hamper as well. And let me add here that if any player makes it to the final table of all the 3 specials, that's the Friday Special, the Saturday Special, and the Sunday Special, boy, that's a lot of specials, then his or her account will be credited with an additional 10 lakhs, with 5 lakhs as cash and 5 lakhs in gaming bonus. So let's wish all the finalists the very best of luck. A quick rundown of the prizes that are there. 9.74 lakhs up top is what the winner is going to get, followed by 6.19 lakhs for second place, 4.64 lakhs for third place, fourth place gets 3.75 lakhs, fifth place gets just a little under 3 lakhs, sixth place 2.26 lakhs, seventh place 1.66 lakhs, and last but not the least, the minimum payout that all these players are playing for is 1.22 lakhs, which is not bad at all for a buy-in of 11,000 rupees. Now, it's no fun sitting in the commentary booth alone, and I'm not alone, because I have 2 very fine people who are going to be joining me very shortly. First up, before anything else, let me welcome someone who's been quite consistent and persistent even over the course of his playing career. And he's the one I was mentioning earlier who's got his eyes, I should say, on the medallions that we're going to be giving away. It's none other than Sam Razavi, who has made more than 200 live tournaments, cashing them in more than 200 tournaments live, of course. He finished runner-up in the 2018 WSOP Millionaire Maker and the Asian Poker Tour's Player of the Year, not once, not twice, but 4 times consecutively. That's pretty an awesome achievement for someone, showing the consistency that Sam has. And of course, I got infamously knocked out by him, not once, but twice within 15 minutes in the only time that I played with this gentleman at APD Cambodia. So it's my pleasure, ladies and gentlemen, to welcome Sam Razavi to the stream. Sam, one more medallion with your eyes on it, sir. I think it should be a whole lot of fun, even in this FTS 3.0 series.
And it's great to be here again. I've got been so excited for anything that's to do with poker because I haven't been able to. I was talking the other day on the stream, haven't played a tournament in nearly 2 years. I don't really play online that much anymore. So yeah, it's just so excited to be back for this series again.
Lovely, and it's great to have you here with us, Sam. I think it's going to be quite an interesting set of tournaments that we're going to be commenting on, as usual, of course. And joining us in commentary is another very well-known player on the circuit, an engineer and an MBA degree holder as well, Mahima Walia Das, a name that everyone knows on the circuit because of the consistent results that she's been putting in across the various felts. She's been working with startups, leading their strategy, fundraising, program management, marketing, PR, finance, business, and HR. Man, it's a one-woman army right here. And currently, she's working for a startup called A-Win, if I'm not wrong, as chief of staff. And though Mahima calls herself a recreational poker player who plays only once or twice in a month, she's doing way better than a recreational poker player should. She's already won premium tournaments like the IOPC High Roller and the Millionaire United on Spartan Poker. And she's also played, I beg your pardon, the Match IPL with the Jaipur Jewels team for all the seasons till date. And also being a part of the Chennai Troopers team in the Poker Sports League Season 3 Virtual. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our second commentator for this evening, Mahima Walia Das. Mahima, welcome to the broadcast.
Thanks, Peter. Lovely to be here.
It's, I think, I believe this is the first time we're having you here. What are your initial thoughts of the week that we're going to have? Well, more than a week, actually, that we're going to be, covering this FTS.
I think it's going to be pretty interesting 10 days ahead of us. I definitely have a lot to learn. And that's, I think, what I'm going to optimize for. I'll also maybe ask simpler questions so the audience understands what's happening here around.
Well, forget the audience, man. I could do with a little more understanding of poker, given all that I've seen and heard over the course of these IOPC and FTS streams that we've brought to our viewers. So yes, it's going to be a fantastic 10 days ahead of us, no doubt. And let's not waste too much time and take a look at the players who have made this final table of the Friday Special. And right up top, we've got a known name in Haider Madraswala, who's playing as Callmebabe. And Haider has been around for a long time on the circuit. I think he took a break in the middle for his studies, but he's back. And the last major tournament that he won was the Millionaire back in 2016 for 12+ lakh rupees. And Haider's got about 86 big blinds, 86 big blinds. That's a little over 2 million in chips that he's got behind him. So putting himself in a pretty good position at this final table to start things off. And following Haider is Satyandev Yadav, playing as, well, one of my favorite names on this final table, playing as Yoda 23. Take all your chips, I will. And Satyandev, I think Sam will do a better job as we go along on the course of this final table with those imitations. But yes, Satyandev Yadav playing as Yoda 23. He's got 1.36 million in chips. That's roughly about 57 big blinds. Pretty big gap between him and the first place. That's, of course, the chip leader, Haider. Number 3, yes, we've seen this name before, Guneet Quatra playing as GK. And Guneet has obviously been around for a bunch of these final tables, and he's won some very, very big tournaments as well, including the Millionaire on Spartan Poker back in February 2018 for a little under 25 lakhs. And you've got the finalist. He's also been a finalist in the IOPC Blaze of Glory, as well as the IOPC Super Roller that just concluded not too long ago. 1.2 million in chips is what Guneet has. That's about 53 big blinds. Next up is an Australian accountant by the name of Akshay Kapoor. Well, I'm certainly hoping that we'll get to see, or rather talk to Akshay at the end of this if he claims the title, to look at maybe the 15th place as his top finish was a 15th place in the WSOP circuit main event in Sydney back in 2019, I believe it was, for a sum of $26,000. That tournament was also, I think, Sam, I believe you didn't do too badly in one of those Australian tournaments back in the day, I believe. So,
Well, yeah.
yeah, I like that. I like that very, yeah, that's all right. Nonchalant sort of a way. Yes, these are things that I normally do. So that's Akshay Kapoor for you, playing as Australian accountant with 41 big blinds. That's a little over 980,000 chips that he's got. Middle of the pack now with Ram Kakkar playing as Johnny Runner Runner. Ram Kakkar is a lawyer by profession and he finished third in the WPT India main event on ADA 52 back in August 2021. So certainly bringing his experience to this final table is Ram Kakkar with 4. I believe 3 million in chips, if I'm not wrong. There's a slight error in the sheet, but we'll bring you the exact chip stack that he's got. He's got roughly about 24 big blinds. That's what I have in front of me. Following Ram Kakkar is Naresh M playing as Money Bomb, playing with 2.41, that's 241,000 in chips, about 10 big blinds. And his best finish has been a second place in the high roller event at Spartan Poker. Last two names on the list, Mohit Mehta playing as the Joker. This 22-year-old has his best finish of a second place in the Triple S Super Stack event on Spartan Poker for a little under 6 lakh rupees in May 2020. And he's been playing poker since 2012, but only started playing MTTs just about a year or so back. So somewhat of a newbie at this final table is Mohit Mehta. He's got a little over 200,000 in chips, with that being about 9 big blinds. Last but definitely not the least is the player called Arun Kumar Singh playing as Dinoy. He's the short stack. We don't have much information about him other than the fact that he's got 8 big blinds behind him. That's roughly about 187,000 in chips. So there you have it, folks. Those are the 8 players who are going to be battling it out at this final table of the Friday special for a sum of 9.75 lakhs up top. And as is the case with all of these streams that we do, we're going to be bringing you some contest questions as well. So here's the first contest question, and it's a pretty easy one at that if you've been logging in for all these live streams we've done over the past several months. Who was the winner of FTS 2.0's main event? That's the question. Who was the winner of FTS 2.0 edition's main event? To take part in the contest, send in your answer as a comment on this stream, no matter where you're watching it from, and make sure you mention your Spartan Poker ID. And if you are one of the lucky winners, you will get a ticket into FTS event number 9, which will be played tomorrow at 10 p.m. So make sure you get your answers in there along with your Spartan Poker ID. And who knows, you could be one of the lucky winners of this. Now, we've got another contest question, which we'll bring to you very, very shortly. But it's time to get into the action. We'll just take a look at whether we're good to go. Cards are in the air, I believe. And here we go. So very quickly, Sam, Mahima, I mean, I'm sure Mahima has definitely played with some of these names, if I'm not wrong. So let me ask you first, who do you, right off the bat, who would be your pick to sort of, well, let's not call them winners just yet, but let's say who do you think will make it to heads up? Let's make it a little easier.
I'll probably choose 3 here. Guneet, Akshay, and Ram Kakkar. Yeah.
Well, there you go. That's those are the picks that Mahima has got as far as this final table is concerned. Sam, I think you probably don't know any of these people. Maybe.
Yep, I don't think I know any of these people. For some reason, I thought I recognised Akshay Kapoor, and I know I've played with a few Indians in Australia, but I will just put my head on the chopping board only because of the nickname, the Joker. Yeah. I'd quite like the Joker to go deep in this one.
Nice. Well, we've got some unknown, well, not exactly unknown players, but some players who've not made it to a final table necessarily. If you look at the table right now, you will see some of their names having a little badge next to them. The M that Dinoy has denotes the fact that he's won a millionaire title in the past. And the Joker and, of course, Callmebabe have IOPC badges next to them, which means they have claimed this title too. So there's plenty of experience there, although someone like GK, that's Guneet Quatra, who doesn't have a badge next to his name, but plenty of experience with, Guneet being one of the leading lights in recent times, at least, Mahima. Sorry, Mahima, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, I was just saying that, even GK, who's not really won a title or a badge per se next to his name, even he's he's been doing really well in recent tournaments. And so someone who can easily get that to his name at the end of this evening.
Absolutely. Also had a tremendous run off lately. And I think he did win a millionaire way back in 2018.
I'm not so sure about that, but
Okay.
I could be wrong. That being said, though, there's an interesting hand that's taken place with us. Nut flush for Yoda against another flush for. Look, this is going to happen over the course of the hour that I'm going to be here. It's just the way it is.
Yeah, this is an interesting one. I don't think Callme is going to be able to call on the end here. You have to call on the turn, speculation-wise, but you don't expect Yoda to come out of a big bluff if he has the goods. So, yeah, good fold.
Yeah, a small flush there for Callmebabe. But, well, there's the kings that present themselves once again. Pairs. We are missing our third commentator at this point in time. Every time we see kings.
I was just about to say, Kevin McPhee must be somewhere close in the building because the king of diamonds has cropped up.
Well, there you go. And sure enough, Denoy being the short stack, no other option for him but to put it in there.
Oh, and it's so unfortunate. Under the gun as well, you've got every player at the table to make that decision and pick up a hand, and you don't get the action. But
yeah,
oh well, it's still in.
GK getting pocket tens, and sure enough, bumps it up.
I can't see much happening here. It should fold all the way around.
Yeah.
Is this a healthy amount of garbage there?
Mm-hmm. Uh-oh. Oh.
Yeah. Both of us was just like, wait a second. No, but sanity prevails, of course. And that hand goes the way we expected it to.
Ooh.
I think
Arun's getting pretty good hands, likely to double up soon.
Yeah, the poker gods are being a little kind to him.
Yeah. Battle of the short stacks. Roll in and fold.
Could he have limped here to maybe induce?
Yeah, I was thinking this. The problem is, I don't know.
Would it make sense considering his opponent is also a shorter stack than he is, in fact?
I think the thing is when his opponent is that short, all the hands he's going to jam with when you limp, he's probably going to call off when you shove anyway.
Right.
So you don't want to just, I don't know. I mix it up. I think I'd be more inclined to flat call if I had someone with big chips behind that's going to put me under pressure with hands like 9-10 quite legitimately.
Right.
Here again, could we have had a call in the last hand by Money Bomb with an ace high?
Did the Joker just shove blind on blind?
Yeah.
Yeah, what was it? Ace 4, Ace 3? I didn't
Ace
quite
4.
see.
Ace 4 off.
Yeah, I think that's a call. Yeah, how many big blinds is that? 7? Yeah, that's a snap call, I think. The ICM considerations aren't great there because there's 3 of them. I mean, what are you trying to do? Outlast the other 2 really short stacks and then go on a run? I don't know. I think that was a fine opportunity. What did the Joker shove with? Sorry, I was
Queen 7.
chatting away. I didn't see. Queen 7, the computer hand. Yeah, no, I think the Ace 4 is a definite snap call there.
Well, we should see some action in this hand, I would think. Quite a few nice hands.
Yeah, this is thankfully for Denoy, he was in slightly too early a position to go with the king-queen there. Otherwise, that was a legitimate reshove. I'm sure this is going to be a 3-bet here with the ace-queen.
I think Ram will get away with this.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is one of those situations where you base your decision purely on what's gone previous in the tournament. So I don't know the dynamics, and if GK is particularly aggressive, putting on the pressure, then it might be a spot to pile in. On the face of it, it doesn't look like a good spot. So yeah, nicely got away from that hand. Oh, and rewarded with queens.
Well, while the players take their time to make their decisions, I think it's, let's take a look at some of the comments that are coming through. Yes, I can see a lot of you have answered the question. Some of you are right, some of you are not. Got to keep it interesting, right? So yeah, and if you've missed out on that contest question, we wanted to know who the main event winner was of FTS's 2.0 edition. So get your answers in there with your Spartan Poker ID into any of the streams that you're watching on. And if you're one of the lucky winners, you get a ticket into tomorrow's event at 10 p.m. Pocket threes for Denoy. And he folds.
Frustrating. Yeah. Frustrating to be that short, both the Joker and Denoy, and have hands in a position where you just can't do anything.
Yep. Sam, you've got a request to do Yoda meets Smeagol or Golem. I think that's Raj Juneja who's come up with that combination of I'm not sure what kind of a character that would look like, but well, maybe Sam will oblige you in some time.
Yeah, I think I might lose sleep myself over that. If yep, legitimate peel here with the 6-4. Probably going to see a c-bet from GK, and I'm sure Australian accent isn't going anywhere. 4 of hearts would be the gin turn card.
Oh, not the 4.
Kevin McPhee knocking on the door again.
Yep. Wherever you are, Kevin, we're sorry we're making you fall off wherever you're sitting, just with all of these King of Diamonds coming through. हिंदी आती है सर, बिल्कुल बराबर से आती है, लेकिन हमारे साथ बाहर वाले भी बैठे हैं ये कमेंट्री बूथ में, तो उनका थोड़ा लिहाज करते हुए हम generally we are trying to stick with the English. So therefore. So yeah, that hand going the way it was. Boy, I mean, after like a really slow start, I can see like nice hands happening almost every single round.
Yeah, players have been a bit unfortunate when they've picked up the absolute monsters that no one has got anything behind. This would be an interesting one. Although Australian accent has a...
Australian accountant.
Did I say Australian accent? Sorry. Australian accountant.
I really want to know what's the story behind that nickname. It's very, very different from what we're usually used to. So.
Well, he is actually an accountant, isn't he? Oh no, there's a lawyer in there somewhere. That's why I was getting mixed up.
The lawyer sitting right next to him, Johnny Runner.
Yes, I was going to say, so it probably, he does have a legitimate, like, on the cusp of a shoving free bet or shoving stack, and if he shoves, I mean, that would be the end of that hand, which it is. Oh, money bomb needs to tread carefully. Oh, immediate fold.
There's a lot of restraint being practiced by many of these players.
Yeah, that's solid.
Yep, and one more goes the way of GK. Wow, we're already like 10 minutes into this final table and not one bust out yet. Oops. Have I done the commentator's curse on that one? We're so used to seeing very quick bust outs more often than not in some of these final tables. So I'm a little surprised we've lasted this long.
Yeah, and three players started pretty small at the FT.
That's true.
Yeah, I was going to say there's definitely going to be, although there haven't been any monster crazy hands anyway, but yeah, people will be treading carefully while these very small stacks. Yeah, that's a fine shove. I was wondering why he just piled in there, but the effective stack, is Johnny with about, 13 bigs?
Yep.
14 bigs.
There's some action coming our way.
Yes.
It's just one of those ones that it's all going to go in the middle, and either the commentator's curse is going to come true, or we're going to get a double up.
Sorry, whoever, if someone gets busted out, sorry, I didn't mean to. Well, Australian accountant is delighted to have. Well, hello. Wow. Well, that's not a bad way to get some chips. Quads for Australian accountant. That's Akshay Kapoor. And with that, we've lost the first player at this final table. Ram Kakad eliminated. That's Johnny Runner. Unfortunately, no runner for him on that one. Quads putting his run to an end in this Friday special final table at the FTS 3.0. And yes, that min pay that we were talking about, that's going the way of Ram Kakad, 1.87 if I'm not wrong. Hang on.
Yeah,
just way too many spots. 1.22 lakhs is what Ram Kakad takes away for his min payout.
No justice for the lawyer.
Yeah. Judge Saab, ye mere khilaf sajish hai, Judge Saab. Yeah, all those dirty 80s Bollywood and 90s Bollywood movies just come to the fore.
Yeah, and another one. It's just so frustrating when you're so short that people should really call with any two from the big, but those two are just 10-4 offsuit. There are very few hands you fold, and they find the fold.
Yeah, even if it had been a half-decent connected set of cards, he wouldn't have thought twice about it, I suppose.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting one. 8s on the button against 9s in the big. Although they're, around 50 big blinds deep each.
I'm going to resist doing a Yoda impression in this hand. Well, hello. Now I think I have to.
Yoda's loving it. He doesn't know that GK only has the 8s, but if GK had a bigger piece of that, this could be a really big pot.
Yeah, he'd be getting some for sure.
Could Yoda have 3-bet here from the big blind as well?
Yeah, I think I mix it up between the two. I think given the specific situation with the 3 really short stacks, you've got 9s. Do you really want to be put in a position where you're then 4-bet and you make a decision to either, lose a bunch of chips for nothing or have to get in 50 big blinds? I think in this situation, I don't mind the flat call.
Well, not much action happening. We've lost one player, of course, in Ram Kakad on this final table. 1.22 lakhs is what Ram Kakad takes home for his 8th place finish. Now we're down to 7.
Oh, delicious. Just what you need when you've got 5 big blinds. And massive spot here. 1/8's about to be folded, leaving GK with 1 out. It's not going to damage him too much. But this is going to be an all-in and a call, obviously.
You don't need to Hollywood this much, Denoy. It's all good. Get it in there. He's going to give you the call. Hey, Pocket Jacks actually win.
Yeah, all the overcards. So it's lucky that GK actually had exactly what he had.
Yep. Well,
it's an
all chips
interesting
coming
one.
his way. Pocket 8s and pocket 6s.
Yoda's going to open. He's going to make a big mistake if he piles this in, given... Oh, what? What?
I did not expect that from Yoda.
Yeah,
What kind of Jedi mind trick is this? Yoda 23, for as long as you're on this table, these Star Wars jokes are not going to stop. I've just binge watched the entire series as of last week, so it's all very fresh in my mind, and well, quite convenient that we have a player called Yoda 23 at this final table.
I have to admit, I don't think I've ever watched an entire Star Wars movie. I've
Like
always
any of
watched
them?
bits and pieces. I think I saw the one that came out. I can't even remember what it's called, with young actor.
Oh,
after many
that
years.
really narrows it down.
Yeah, no, I never really got into Star Wars. I don't know why.
Well, that's something all our viewers can do for Sam. Why don't you tell Sam what's the first Star Wars movies that he should watch? Of course, there's a order to it all, but what's your favorite Star Wars movie? It's not a contest question. I just want to put it out there. Just want your opinions. That's all. And I've just been informed that there's a brand new tournament that we've introduced called The Feast, and where it's on right now. There's just about an hour left for today's late registration in this tournament. It's a multi-flight tournament for all the 9 days that we're going to have. 1 crore guaranteed for just a 2,200 buy-in. So 1B is under the way at the moment. So get in there, get a piece of that action at The Feast, as it's called. Less than an hour to go for today's day 1B registration left. And this takes place at 4 p.m. every day. So make sure you get in on the action. Get a piece of that 1 crore prize pool for just 2,200 rupees.
Delicious. I guess this is going to go check. And then, depending on the river, hero calls can be made. I wouldn't be too worried about the flush for sure. I'm smelling hero call. Oh, never mind. Check. I wonder if the hero call goes the other way with the ace 10. Yeah, this is just going to be checked down anyway.
Yeah, I don't think Callmebabe or Haider Madraswala, who's playing as that, is going to do anything. Well, yes, he didn't. I thought he'd bet the pot for a second there, but clearly not. No funny business. Well, someone is getting out in this hand. Someone is definitely getting out in this hand. Oh, boy.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Look at this. Limping. I mean, I guess the way it goes, GK is definitely going to fold. Yep. Callmebabe is going to be in a tough spot, but you've got to be suspicious of the limp. And this is probably just going to end up just all in between the kings and the queens. Unless, no, he wouldn't pile in, would he?
Oh. I thought the amount of time that he took to make that call, he was almost reconsidering.
I can't believe when you talk about Jedi mind tricks, you've limped to induce, and then you actually just keep 2 worse hands in by just flatting again.
Yep. Boy, GK must be kicking himself.
It's really, I wonder if Australian accent is gonna probably not get away from it on the turn, but you've got to be suspicious of the way the hand's been played. I mean, Yoda's going to go all in here, but
Yeah, it's like
I mean,
pretty much what's happening at the moment. Come on, stop smiling, Mahima. We know you do the same thing at the virtual tables as well. This is nothing new for you pro or semi-professional players. And
Good
with that,
game.
GG, Australian accountant. Time to go and hit the books because that certainly went into the red. But very well played by Australian accountant. That's Akshay Kapoor, who finishes in 7th place, getting knocked out by Yoda, 23. For 1.66 lakhs, that's the prize money that Akshay Kapoor has taken for that 7th place finish. And then there were 6.
And then, yeah, poor, I mean, he doubled up with queens, got quad queens, and then a few hands later, they come back to teach him a lesson. Yeah.
There you go. Well, I'm going to grab a cup of coffee real quick and leave you guys to it. I'll see you in a few minutes.
See you shortly. I mean, look at this. This is crazy that the 3 shortest stacks, and when you say short, we're like super short, are managing to survive. We've already lost 2 players, but I mean, they're hands that are really unavoidable. But yeah, those 3 short stacks are really going to be loving what's going on at the moment, and I think that puts Yoda as well in such a strong position because you could legitimately start, you know, just shoving every hand, and all you're really at risking is, I mean, maybe pay a bit more attention to when Callmebabe's still involved, but you could, whenever he folds, you can legitimately shove any 2 cards there, and GK especially will have a real ICM horror decision to be made, you know. I think if Callmebabe raises, given the King 10 was in so quickly, I think the Joker is probably going to get this in here. Or what do you think?
Yeah, even I think so. He should do that.
I think it should definitely be all in here.
Oh.
Oh.
That's exactly what you don't want.
Yeah. I mean, I guess in hindsight, if he looks at it, Callmebabe probably cools off after opening for 75. So I suppose he lives to fight another day.
What percentage of times should you actually flat there? I think at a 10 big blind stack, it's a jam most 100% of the times.
I think, yeah, given those positions, it's just 100% jam, especially given that there's 2 other, you know, short stacks there as well. Wow. Oh, that's a 3. Okay. I didn't see GK open. I like this. You know, he puts a lot of pressure on GK. It looks super strong. 3 betting with 2 really short stacks in the blinds as well. So yeah.
GK can't really call there, I think. So yeah, good play.
Yeah. This is going to be a jam and a snap from the big blind.
Good luck to Arun Kumar.
Yeah.
I think GK is going to call off.
Yeah, he must call off this, I think. And
there's the double up.
Nice double up, well needed. This is an interesting one, although GK has nearly 20 big blinds. Often when you get in this position, you feel you feel like you need to sort of shove just to not be re-jammed on. So it'll be interesting. I don't think he'll raise. I think it'll either be a call and he's going to be put in a really tough spot when Callmebabe undoubtedly just shoves here.
Yeah.
Painful.
Probably let it go, yeah.
Painful, but yeah, you've got to let it pass. I think the problem is that Callmebabe is going to shove on you so wide that if you're not going to call it off, just save the half a big blind or shove yourself.
Yeah, he could probably have just jammed himself here.
Yeah, I think just that's the problem. You're sort of in the same position here.
Another 3-bet.
Although, yes, he'll definitely 3-bet on the larger side, around 3 million, I guess. With Yoda in the big, he's not going to just pile it in, obviously. But I think he'll go to about 3 million, force the action.
Oh.
Okay, 1.9. This is an awkward one. I wouldn't mind getting aggressive and piling this in here. Just given the fact that Callmebabe seems to be trying to run over the... Yeah, I like that. I don't mind that. Yeah. And actually...
GG, Guneet.
Yeah, and also to be snap called and to find out that you're in such good shape, and it's just a flip. That's unfortunate. I don't mind that. I don't think that was a mistake.
No,
Callmebabe's just been, running over the table, and yeah.
Very frustrating though, starting with a huge stack and then.
Oh yeah, of course.
Getting regular 3-bets and.
Yeah, I mean it's just that's just the way the cards go sometimes, isn't it? And again, still these 3 short stacks have managed to outlast.
I need to change my FT options.
Yeah,
two of my guys are gone.
Oh, they are already. Yeah. I know the Joker's still lingering in there, so I might still have a shot. For the payouts, 3, 4, 5. So that was 226,000, right? And well, let's see what happens here. I mean, can Callmebabe just go on a... Yeah, nice. Money bomb, the short stack still hanging in there. And I was just talking about the Joker, and unfortunately, this is a setup. Yeah, just nothing you can do. I would quite like to, that's nice, to min raise to try and induce, seeing what Callmebabe's very aggressive. But yeah, he's got the action anyway in 10s. Let's see if the 2 outers anywhere.
Hard luck.
Unfortunately, the Joker's run comes to an end in 5th place, right? 296,000. And Denoy, did Denoy start as the actual shortest stack, or?
Yes, he did start as the shortest.
Started with 187.
He had 8 blinds when he started. He's done a good job so far.
He's done a great job of putting himself in contention for sitting 3 of 4 now. This is a dirty turn card, but I think Callme's going to try an overbet bluff here on the end, and I can't see Yoda. Oh.
Interesting.
Yeah, you just let that go, I guess. Looking for other. Oh, wow. I would definitely never fold when I've got like 4 times the chips that the big blind has.
Yeah, I think 80% opening range could be considered from that spot.
Yeah, and I mean it's king high as well. Like that's sort of top end. Nice play with the Jack 6, putting pressure, ICM pressure on the money bomb. Yeah, I think this Denoy is going to be a force to be reckoned with. Especially if wins a few more pots, and especially when you sort of come back from that. You go into the final table as the shortest stack, and you're thinking, if I can ladder a couple of spots, I'll be happy. It feels like when you really have a bull run like that, it really feels like you don't have much to lose. So that's the extra added oomph that you can bring to the game when you start going on a run like that, I think.
All of these guys are at least taking 3.75 lakhs home today. So a good payday.
Yeah, 3.75, and it's payouts are nicely sort of it's a nice even sort of spread. 3.75, 4.6, and then the two top spots, 6 and nearly 10 lakhs for first. Can't see much going on here. It's probably just going to be checked down.
Yeah. Yoda could maybe barrel.
Yeah, I think if it's checked all the way to the end, I quite like a 2 million bet on the river. Although this is one of the cards that you perhaps can't. This is going to be checked down. I'd like 1.5 if you're going to go for it. Easy call. Yeah, I don't mind. I mean, sometimes you just have to give up, but sometimes if you know that the only way you can win is by betting, then you're kind of forced to do that also. This could be trouble, because Denoy strikes me as the kind of person that isn't afraid of four bet jamming. But although Callmebabe will probably just pile this in, and then
I think he could
allows
fold.
Denoy to
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah. I was going to say if Callme tries to click it back, I think Denoy wouldn't be afraid to pile it all in, but that gave him a chance to get away from the hand.
What would you typically call off in such spots?
It would have to be ace 10 and above, depending on how I'm really feeling and depending what I've seen from the guy. Maybe it really depends. It really depends. Like for me, it always my range starts getting defined based on what I've seen from the player, as opposed to having a solver that says you call off with this and you fold that. So based on how aggressive he's been playing and what I've been seeing, yeah, I mean, if I didn't have money bomb next to me, and that ICM consideration, I'd probably call off a lot sort of looser king queen suited, sixes plus, I guess, ace 10. But yeah, I think conversely, knowing how aggressive Callmebabe is, I might have opted, if I'm not going to continue with the ace-4, based on the percentage of the time that he's going to put me to the test, maybe just fold
Pretty
pre-flop. I know
legit.
that's really tight.
But pretty legit hands he's played today.
Yeah. Well, that's, yeah. What, Callmebabe?
Yeah.
Legit. Yeah, legit hands. But for me, like, I sometimes look at it from a point of view of not knowing, some of the hands that he's had and seeing this action. I start thinking, okay, this guy's a bit, he's playing a bit crazy. But yeah, he's actually really played very legitimate hands and hasn't really got out of line too much. Money bomb, I doubt he's going to hang around here.
I think he could jam. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. No hanging around, time to get it in.
He's got no ICM pressure, nothing to lose, and he needs a double up quickly.
Yeah. Ooh, it's not going to fold, is it?
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah, four-handed. That would have gone in, although straight away he's picked up the ace-jack. But I mean, I wouldn't fault Callmebabe for calling this, although 8 bigs. It's a close one. I just let it go, and you want the short stack to stay in. Otherwise, I mean, it makes no sense you taking a shot at taking out the shortest stack and relieving the ICM pressure from the other players, I guess.
But it's pretty tempting at that stack size and with the king high, blind on blind.
Yeah, very tempting. But I think, yeah, keeping that short stack in the game and keeping the pressure on the other players is much, yeah, it's a much better option to go down. I think it's time to bet. Yoda hasn't shown a tendency to, to bluff, so you're probably not going to get a bet out of him until he hits something. So. This is a spot if he raises, yeah. Enough of the nonsense. In you go. I'm definitely shoving any ace here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think it's fine to open 100% of hands and almost open it every hand 100%. There's been no really playback by Yoda, so, why not? He's probably going to win enough times in a round to be profitable anyway. This might be...
Yeah.
He's going to save himself. I was just wondering whether Denoy was just going to pile it in there.
He's not going anywhere now.
He needs to tread carefully, because if this bet is close to pot size, Denoy might just... that's interesting. Yeah, I mean, if I'm Yoda here, I'd probably just flat call, because I'm thinking you've clearly got a nutted hand. Why not let Denoy just bluff his chips off here? And I wonder... I've seen this happen a few times, and then players shove the turn in this spot, and it's going to be disaster if it happens here. Oh, pain.
You had to hit it.
Oh, that is painful. Yeah, I mean, Yoda could shove the turn. I think the way it was played is just quite confusing.
Yeah, by both the players. Honestly, I didn't quite understand Denoy's gameplay either.
Yeah, it's yeah, very strange. I don't know, but Denoy again from being the shortest at the table, climbing again. And yeah, I think these two players are obviously going to tread very carefully until at least they're down to three-handed anyway. So
Snap forward.
yeah, I think Yoda's just content to. He knows if he plays. I mean, Yoda's played fairly tight anyway. The whole final table, and the way he's going, he's probably pretty much guaranteeing himself at least top three. But I would like to see him open his game when they get three-handed. But look at this.
And maybe Money Bomb could just jam here.
This is this kind of hand which I don't mind a flat call, because there's so much in the middle. You're short stacked anyway. Hit a piece of it and go with it. But yeah, this is very, very tight play by Money Bomb. 6 big blinds. And it's at this point that Callmebabe should really be ramping up the aggression on every single hand. If it folds around here, Denoy shouldn't be opening. He should be opening to like 1.5. Big opens that Yoda just can't peel. Yeah. And we've seen Yoda folding anyway, so this is the game plan. And as long as Money Bomb's still in there, we know Denoy will make a stand, but this should be the continuing trend again. 1.4, 1.4. Just make it very hard for players to peel. And then when Denoy does pick up a hand, I don't mind the smaller open when you have something legitimate. Actually, you want slightly worse hands to come in anyway. But yeah, Callmebabe really has an opportunity to run over this table here.
He's also playing around with his opening stack quite well.
Yeah, he's choosing. Yeah, I mean, Money Bomb's going to have to. It's going to be forced in shortly, so this is as good a hand as it gets.
Yes.
And I'm sure this is going to be an all-in. And yeah, probably a
call. Yeah.
Probably yeah, cool. All in and a call. Oh no.
Is he by any chance disconnected?
No, I think if he was disconnected, it would go a lot faster. I think maybe Money Bomb is sort of hoping that there's a sort of match up and trying to ladder one more spot. I think I like an isolation raise here. I don't want Yoda to come in and actually bust him. I'd rather either bust the player or keep him in the game, because we want to keep that short stack in the game. So, yep, sometimes there's tactics. Oh, let's flatten, try and bust the player, but doesn't apply there. Callmebabe again, open here. This will be an interesting one. This will be interesting to see what Yoda does. And I like that, again, going on the bigger side when you've got trash. And this is going to put Denoy. Let's hope Denoy doesn't find a squeeze spot here. Although I have a feeling it might actually work. What? Oh,
Money Bomb's trick might
Right.
just work.
Wow. And I'm sure Callmebabe is not going to slow down. It's got a 10 high flush draw. Jack high board never helps anyone. And I think he's going to lead. Flat call by Yoda. Oh, wow.
Ouch.
And just like that, a flush is no more. Full house for Denoy on the turn. And, Denoy is going to come away from this second in chips. Yeah, Denoy less than a pot bet behind. Yoda's going to shove here.
Pretty interesting.
Or he might go for, whatever he does, he might go for 4, and then he's going to have to call off anyway. And with the full house, wow.
And the shortest stack on the table is now second in chips.
Yeah, and now just look at this. Queens. Now, I mean, Queens will raise. Money Bomb, it's going to be all in for sure. Unless, I mean, if Money Bomb's tactic is to try and ladder, I was going to say, might just try to.
Just can't fold this.
Yeah. I think on a flop like this, I would never bet out. I'm looking for Yoda to make something somewhere, because anything bigger would have been in pre anyway. But yeah.
Good game, Naresh. He takes 3.75 lakhs.
3.75, and just like that, this is crazy. The shortest stack on the table coming in is verging on the chip lead now. It's going to be interesting now because the tables have turned now. Denoy is doing what Callmebabe was getting up to. And yeah, the ICM dynamics have shifted now with Yoda being the shortest stack and Callmebabe has to tread a bit more carefully. That's probably going to be the only bet we see in this hand. Bet, call, check, I guess.
Well, clearly I've missed a fair amount of the action in the time that I've been out. But I'm glad that Yoda is still around, so there's that much to be said.
What a life. Off for coffee.
Yeah.
Comes back when he wants. Yeah.
It is a good life.
I need to renegotiate this contract later.
We'll just send you a whole bag of coffee, no worries.
Yeah, it's crazy because we were just saying Denoy came in with how many? 8 big blinds? And now, and I think Denoy's playing really, really solid. I wouldn't be surprised if Denoy really goes on to, it's an evenly matched. I think Yoda's a great player. Played maybe a bit too conservative. My liking. I would have definitely taken a stand with the ace queen. It's easy to be results orientated, but in hindsight, you free bet the ace queen there. The pocket threes are out of the equation. That's not really the way to look at it. But in that position, You can't just let Callmebabe just, run you over.
It's not the first time that it's happened either. I mean, even at the start of the final table, there were one or two spots that he could have, done something, but maybe a little too coy, I suppose. Not coy there.
Wow. And actually, it's not the worst hand to do it. Although,
no, Yoda, no.
That's what happens when Yoda's support leaves for a coffee.
Yep.
It
is my fault.
Came apart.
Crashing into the exit is Yoda 23, and with that we have another casualty at this table. Let me quickly take you through the bust outs thus far. Of course, the first casualty at this final table was Ram Kakad playing as Johnny Runner, finishing in 8th for 1.22 lakhs. Then we had Australian accountant, that's Akshay Kapoor, playing, finishing up, in 7th for 1.66 lakhs. Followed by Guneet Quatra playing as GK in 6th for 2.26 lakhs. Mohit Mehta playing as the Joker, 5th position for 2.96 lakhs. Naresh M playing as Money Bomb in 4th position for 3.75 lakhs. And of course, Satya. It's the easiest sound in the world to make for me, so I'm just going to... Satyan Dev Yadav playing as Yoda 23 was our latest exit, finishing for a not bad sum at all of 4.64 lakhs. And it's down to heads up between Haider Madraswala playing as Callmebabe and Dinoy, who, remember, started this final table as the absolute short stack. And he's now looking to play for that title. Not much between the two stacks here. Anything could happen. Arun Kumar Singh, that's Dinoy battling it out with Haider Madraswala for this title. And for those of you who took part in our contest, we asked you who was the winner of the FTS 2.0 main event. And the answer that many, many of you have got right is, of course, Siddharth Karya, who plays as Ari Tribbiani in that particular edition. And we have a winner as well. I'm just waiting for the information. Yes, the winner of that ticket to the FTS event number 9 tomorrow at 10 p.m. is Kimmy Michelle Loy, playing as Grizzly. That's the Spartan ID of Kimmy Michelle Loy. Congratulations, Kimmy, for winning that ticket for tomorrow's event. And hopefully you'll be at one of these final tables, and we'll make fun of you like we've been making fun of Yoda. I don't know what I could do with Grizzly. Yoda's so much more easy to work with than Grizzly, but hey, I might just dust out that teddy bear costume that's somewhere in the back of my closet. So there you go. Those are the 8 finishers at this final, the 6 finishers, I beg your pardon, at this final table. And it's now down to 2.
I think we've got 2 really strong contenders as well, actually, for this heads up game. Callmebabe's got lots of different, lots of moves. Let's call it. And I saw in the hand a couple of hands ago where he's, floated clearly with a plan with ace-6 of clubs on an all-red queen-high flop. Managed to get away on the turn, which wasn't particularly good. But you can see, really, he's really aware of, heads-up play. And Dinoy, like I mentioned before as well, what happened there? Did he bet and get called by the 8?
Yes, Dinoy bet there, and he got called off by Callmebabe.
Wow, 4 to a straight as well. that's a very good call. But Dinoy, as I was saying earlier, I think he also takes into that, in less than an hour, staring last place in the face, and now suddenly being heads up. Nothing to lose, really. So.
This could be interesting.
And when it's your day, it's your day. This is
just call me, maybe.
For sure. As
there's going to be some calling happening. Yep.
This is an all-in.
Oh.
Jacks. Oh, the Jacks.
Okay.
Well, you can call him anything you want right now because it's just running hot. Hot is what I'd call him.
He started off with the chip lead and he still is the chip lead.
Yeah. And a diamond on the turn might make things... Yeah. I think given this texture, I mean, legitimately the only thing you can scare off here is Queen 10, 9, 10, and there we go. Wow.
And there you go, folks. That's the end of this Friday special tournament won by Callmebabe. Call him hot, call him run good, whatever you want to call him. But you have to call him the winner at this Friday special event where Haider Madraswala has claimed the title, winning in heads-up against Dinoy. That's Arun Kumar Singh for that up-top prize of 9.75 lakhs. And like Mahima mentioned not too long ago, he was the chip leader when this final table began, and he just held on to it through and through. Something which, Sam, we've not seen too much of in the past. A chip leader at the start of the final table actually going on and winning the title as well at the end. So I think that's a little different from the usual trend that we've seen.
Yeah, and I'm glad earlier on when we were talking about players, I was going to put my neck out there and say exactly what you've said, that we haven't seen a chip leader go on to win it. So I was going to say I think the trend might continue, but I mean it was a great performance anyway by Callmebabe. Making all the, almost flawless throughout the whole thing, and obviously a bit of fortune on the last hand, but the hand plays itself. It should have been all in pre-flop anyway, or could have been. So yeah, really worthy winner and runner-up.
Well, we're going to take a call with the winner. But before that, I think let's take a look at... We've been doing these hand of the days across the last series and in this one, of course. So let's take a look at one of the hands that caught our interest in particular. Here's the hand in question. Yoda 23 with the ace queen against the pocket threes of Dinoy.
Yeah.
I mean, the way this hand went down, it was just, I think this was the quads hand, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
This is the house. So
house.
Yoda...
Oh, the full house hand.
Yeah, Yoda flops a flush. And I think, again, I didn't want to be results orientated, but I do think with Callmebabe being so aggressive, this should have been a free bet pre-flop. And you shouldn't be afraid to get this sort of hand all in against Callmebabe, unless ICM is really, really playing a part for you personally. This should have been played a lot stronger, and it's not because of the fact that you lose to a full house. That's just unfortunate, but things might have been different. The threes probably definitely fold if there's a 3-bet there. And yeah, it's just unfortunate that I was, again, impressed by Callmebabe being so aggressive that actually on pretty much the best flop you can hope for, other than actually flopping something decent with 7-10, not to put another cent into the pot. It's like, even the turn, it's although, Yoda led the turn, but I would have expected a lead 100% of the time there, and then you could just shut down.
That actually...
10 of spades for backup.
That actually caught us all by surprise, the fact that nothing went down on that turn card.
Yeah.
Well, that full house pretty much taking the pot, and I think a big turning point for Dinoy getting to that heads up through that particular hand. So pretty interesting way that went down. We're going to try and get... production is connecting with our winner, so we're going to take a quick break before... Oh, we've got one more hand, I think, that we're going to look at. Ooh. This is the quads hand, I believe, that Dinoy had with queens.
I think this is just the money bombs bust out. I think it comes 5-9-5, the flop. And then Dinoy just leads on the flop and gets a fold.
Right.
Yeah. I think they might have been looking for the quads hand. But
yeah, all right. I think we've not managed to get that particular hand in place. So we're going to go into a break. But when we're back, we're going to be talking to the winner of this FTS event. That's Haider Madraswala. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
This game has an element of financial risk and may be addictive. Please play responsibly and at your own risk.
Welcome back. Sit down and buckle up. Because what comes next will blow your mind. If this doesn't test your poker limits, nothing will.
This game has an element of financial risk and may be addictive. Please play responsibly and at your own risk.
Welcome back to the live stream of this FTS event number 3. That's the Friday special that's just gotten down and dusted into the books with the winner, Haider Madraswala, taking it down against Yoda 23, that's Satyandev Yadav, who finished in runner-up for that. 9.75 lakhs going the way of Haider Madraswala. And it's been a very, very good run for him at this final table because he started the FT with the chip lead and he just hung on to it all the way through to the finish line. So very well done and congratulations to our winner. We are going to try and get him on to the call. He started the FT with Hi, Haider. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you guys. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Haider. Finally, after all the technical issues. So first up, man, congratulations. Extremely well played. Very, very controlled sort of, play that you displayed. And you've impressed not just me, but also my co-commentators, Sam Razavi and Mahima Walia Das. Mahima, if you have any question that you want to ask Haider before I torture him a little bit.
Yeah, congratulations, Heather. Absolutely brilliant play. Quite consistent throughout. Just want to know what was your strategy when you started the game with the chip lead, and how did you manage to maintain it throughout?
So yeah, the objective was actually quite simple. I kind of had to leverage my chip advantage. Obviously, there's a decent amount of ICM that was spread around the table. There were like 3 short stacks, and I kind of didn't even get like too many spots earlier on. So I was just kind of staying snug. I just thought I'll like watch the game flow, get an understanding also what's happening, even if I'm not like too active. And so then at least when the time came when I think after somewhere in the middle I started picking up some hands in some spots, and obviously it was extremely unfortunate to everyone that I just was running too good. I just also wanted to congratulate everyone else on the table. This was a lot of fun as well. And
nice one. Nice save there. Humble brag just at the right time there. Hi there. Well done. Sam Razavi perhaps has a question for you as well.
Well, actually, I do on that specific hand. I was just saying we were just looking back on the hand towards the end, which I think it was great how you were leveraging your stack, as you mentioned, like towards the end. Just we were discussing on the stream. Now's the time for you to really start pressing every hand. And I think you chose your bet sizing was great, in all spots. And I just thought, really worthy winner. But I was really impressed that when you opened the 10-7 in that hand, eventually the car crash hand where the nut flush was made and then the pocket threes made a full house. I was really impressed that you didn't put another chip into the pot, especially you flopped a flush draw as well. Do you suspect something's up, or do you just think, when your head's up, it's much easier to take command and just just giving up the hand there, or?
Yeah, obviously my alarm bells were up and I got called in 2 spots as well, because see, I was actually taking down a lot of pots pre-flop, yeah, and
Yeah.
the guy on my left was chip leading on like ahead of me for a while, but I really didn't seem to get any resistance, so I understood that I'm going to have to be cautious when I do get called, and in both spots that too.
Yeah.
So like if I'm going to pick up so many chips pre-flop, I do not necessarily have to go so hard at it post-flop, like, and makes sense. I mean, if they're tighter, then I can't really go crazy.
And again, yeah, especially, I suppose you had some equity with the spade, and it looked like the post-flop play was quite tight anyway, so you get to showdown, I suppose. But yeah, it's great play and well done, good win.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that coming from you as well.
You're welcome.
That's right. The elder statesman, that is Sam Razavi, who's doling out these compliments, and job well done from him. Haider, I just want to sort of go back a fair number of years, actually. If I'm not wrong, you've been playing with us since the IOPC back in those days when it used to be just a leaderboard sort of a situation, right? If I'm not wrong.
I'm actually really sorry. There's a bunch of echo that's coming around. Could you kindly repeat?
I was saying, Haider, that if I'm not wrong, you've actually played the IOPC leaderboards way back in the day when we were running it on home games. And I think in the middle, you took a break to go and study in Australia or something, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, that was Australia. I did play the leaderboards a bunch then, but that was actually to pay for the rent and food and bills in Australia.
Well, there you go, folks. That's how people educate themselves. Well, I think
the studies got a bit intense. So that's where I had to take the hiatus until I realized that I just wanted to be playing poker anyway.
Right. Well, it's kind of working out well for you, Haider. There's no doubt about that. Paid your education off, and I'm not sure what you intend to do with almost 10 lakhs in prize money, but I'm sure it's some of it is going to be banked towards the rest of this FTS. So extremely well done. Congratulations on winning this title. And we hope to see more of you on these final tables in the coming days.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Cheers, guys.
Have a good one.
Well, there you go. That's Haider Madraswala for you, the winner of this FTS event number 3. A fantastic performance by him. Unfortunately, he was, like I mentioned earlier, not correctly though, that he was holding the chip lead right through. That wasn't the case. He did have to battle it out in the middle just a little bit. But to begin as the chip leader and to end up with all the chips, a very good achievement in its own right. So that's your first and second place finishers after that short heads up, which is Haider Madraswala playing as Callmebabe. And my favorite username of this evening, finishing in second place, is Satyandev Yadav as Yoda23. 9.75 lakhs for the winner. And let me just take a quick look at the second place prize, which is 6.19 lakhs for Satyandev for his runner-up finish. That's it for this particular tournament. It's been a lot of fun, although it was a short final table to begin things off. But hey, the rest of the 9 days of this FTS is still to go. And remember, every evening at 4 p.m., we have the fantastic Feast tournament, which is taking place every evening of all of these remaining days of the FTS. The second flight just concluded, but you have a chance to take part in the remaining flights that take place every day at 4 p.m. at SpartanPoker.com. A 1 crore guaranteed in that tournament for a buy-in of just 2,200 rupees. Time for me to say thank you to our commentators, Mahima Walia Das and Sam Razavi. It has been a whole lot of fun at this FTS event number 3, and we hope to see more of these guys as we go along in the course of the week. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you on the other side.